Hey guys, just got done watching 1987's Hellraiser from Clive Barker. He not only wrote the book, Hellbound Heart, I think it's called, but he also directed this, and I think he wrote it as well. Yeah, he did. There you go, the Hellbound Heart it's based on. By now, everybody should know what Hellraiser is, but I'm going to go into it. So, first of all, this is the Midnight Madness series from Image Entertainment. It's R-rated, it's Region A, it's 93 minutes, and it stars Andrew Robinson, Claire Higgins, and Ashley Lawrence, as well as Doug Bradley. Yeah, Doug Bradley. He's awesome. I love Doug Bradley. I think he's awesome as Pinhead. Anyway, so the film starts off, and you see this guy, this bearded guy, really dirty fingernails, buying this box, which looks like a little puzzle box from a bazaar place, from like this foreign bloke. I'm guessing it's in an Arabian country. So he gets it home, he makes a little thing, he plays with it a bit, and he has all these candles around him. And all of a sudden, he awakens something. Where's he waking up? Pinhead and the Cenobites, right? So you're like, oh no, what's going to happen? Then you see like these hooks going in his face, and that's where it's left. And then you see Pinhead walking around and just putting the face bits together on the floor. Now, after that, you get to see this guy's brother, Jimmy. That's right. Is it Jimmy? No, Larry. His brother Larry. How terrible is that? You get to see his brother Larry and his wife Julia. They're about to move into, I'm guessing, the parents' old home or something. And basically, throughout the first 10-15 minutes, you just see kind of like they find out that Frank lived there for a while because it's gross and it's got maggots everywhere and everything. And Julia is thinking about him and getting all wet and all wild. I think you're supposed to believe that in her mind he was like the love of her life because the way he made love to her and the way she felt around him. So basically, you get that, and then Larry cuts himself and goes into this room to see her because she's in there thinking about it. And the blood goes on the floor. It goes boom, 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 drips off his hands, and you hear, right? And you're like, ooh. So later on, you find out that Frank is reborn. The way they make Frank reborn into like this creature thing before he gets human again, kind of thing. It's really cool. I like how the special effects of it happen because it looks like somebody being reborn. I know it sounds weird, but it does. It sounds like something being reborn. It feels like it. You're watching it. So basically, one day he grabs hold of her and then he goes, I need your help. I need you to help me. Kill for me. The skin. Skin. So basically, she goes, I'll do it. And she basically takes 3 men up there, batters them. He becomes more human, but he's still got bloody face and that. And last but not least, they kill Larry. But before all that, you get to meet his daughter Kirsty. It was a loving teenage American girl, very beautiful, very attractive. Works in a pet shop, and you see like this homeless bum guy at one point eating what I'm guessing are grasshoppers or something, some sort of bugs. And he's getting them off his hand in front of her. She tells him to leave, and he does. And you think, oh, this is nothing until the end. That's when you really know who it is. At the end, it's like, oh, mind blowing. Well, not really, but it's good. So basically, they kill Larry. Frank then pretends to be the dad, and it doesn't work out. And basically, she runs off with the box, and she wakes up. She falls over on the floor and wakes up in a hospital. And basically, they go, "Do you remember what this is?" And she says, "No." So the doctor leaves it on the counter. And you sit there going, "Ooh, shit." So she plays with it, and all the lights come out of it, and she goes through this door that opens in the wall. And you're like, ooh. And then there's this weird crawly creature, like, I don't know, it's got 2 heads and it's kind of the shape of a scorpion running kind of thing. And it chases her and it's really creepy, very dark. And she gets away from it, and then the Cenobites and penetrate, and they go, "You awakened us. We will give you the ultimate pleasures." I like the bit where it goes, "Some call us demons, and others angels." That was quite creepy. And then we got to see Butterball. I'm sure his name's Butterball. It's my favourite Cenobite. Fat, bald, and he's got those things on his eyes, and he's constantly got a grin. I love that guy. Then you see the other female Cenobite. I can never remember her name. I should look them up really and see what their names are, but I can't bother for this review because otherwise I have to go through it, type in, you get what I mean. So I might do it on the second one. But say it take too long. You want to know the truth, don't you? You don't want to know what's coming. You don't want to know all about the thing. You don't want to know all about their back history. So Doug Bradley's fantastic as Pinhead. So basically, where are we? Oh, we're at the hospital. So she runs out, and basically she runs home. And that's when she wants to tell her dad. Oh no, sorry. She saw him in the bloody version, not as her dad. She goes home, sees him, and goes, "Thanks here, baby. I'm all about you, baby." And you're like, oh dear, this guy's perverted. He wants to shag his own niece. So basically, Julia grabs hold of her. You got to remember, Frank and Julia are supposed to be madly in love with each other. She loves him beyond words. He's like her soulmate. She's killed for him. She's helping him. And basically he accidentally stabs her in the face. No, not in the face. He accidentally stabs her in the stomach. And he grabs hold of her face and sucks the stuff to make himself more human. He goes, nothing personal, baby. And you're like, you piece of shit. So that kind of brings up the issue of sometimes the people we believe love us don't really love us. They're using us. And we need to really understand what real love is. Real love isn't about the excitement all the time. Sometimes it's about the boring side, like she had with Larry. Larry was kind to her, he loved her, he was a little bit weird, a little bit creepy, but he would never murder somebody or do anything like Frank did. Because Frank was more exciting, she kind of fell in love with him more because he grabbed hold of her and did things with her, but I'm guessing Larry won't do, like just grab hold of her and start humping her. You know, it's kind of, so kind of have the mixture of the good side, the bad side, and but she got in the bad side. I felt a bit sorry for her in the end. But, so carrying on, spoiler alert, if you ain't seen this film, how could you not see this film? How could you not see this film? There you go, it was in shot then. And, so she goes in there, and all of a sudden he goes, oh, baby. And he's going to kill her and all sorts of things. And Pinot turns up and they go like this. We had to hear you confess it from your own lips. Because we're going to gut you now like a pig. And it doesn't say that bit. It says we'll see it from your lips. So he goes, oh, you've done it now. And he goes to go when the spin comes in his cheek and pulls it. And then there's this bit right at the end where his face is all like, right? And the last thing he does to her, is goes like this. And you're like, fucking hell, Frank was a creep. But I bet it was great to hang out in the club days. Oh, can you imagine? Come on, Frank, let's dance in the club. Come on, Frank. Where's Frank? Oh, he's in that woman up against the wall. Oh, go, Frank. So, I don't know. So that was a bit. Then something else happens, and then she just get rid of the Cenobites and so forth. Was the film any good? Was Hellraiser from 1987 any good? The answer to that is a strong yes. It's based from Clive Barker's The Hellbound Heart. Now, I've not read it. I've not read the comics that came after. Even though, I'll admit, after watching the film, I do want to read the comics. I do, because I want to know more about the Cenobites. Obviously, I'm going to watch all the films as well first, because that's more important. Bloody Revelations. Oh, no. Anyway. So, what I like about it is because it's from Clive Barker, you can see Clive Barker's got this sick, twisted imagination of the world he creates. when he creates a world, I mean, what was it? He did the Candyman, Nightbreed, and you look at the film, they're all really, really disturbing and dark and gloomy. He also did Midnight Meat Train, and he did another one which I can't remember what it's called at the minute, but I know it's out there. So I think there are a couple more other than that. But it's a very dark, twisted kind of addiction, kind of, oh, I don't know, say it. You know where somebody likes being tortured violently, and there's that violent creepiness, like where they need to get off more and more to more and more violence and more darkness. That's all I kept feeling from this film. It's a very, very dark film. Like, if you look at the Cenobites and Pinhead, they're all dressed in like this kind of weird dominatrix kind of gear. It's not like that, but it's not the same, but it is. It's like they come from this massive sex club full of demons where they're going to do sexual evil things to you to pleasure you and then make you in pain. They even say it to Kirsty, all the pains we've got for you and all that. And you're like, wow, you know. And you kind of get a bit creeped out. There's a bit where you're sitting there and you're like, oh dear. I'm glad this ain't in my imagination, you know. I'm glad that these things don't go around in my head constantly. Because if they did, imagine the pain you'd be in constantly. You know, you'd be in a mental hospital, surely, because it's just so twisted. But because people like Clive Barker can write on books, obviously, you know, they're geniuses. But you know what I mean. Doug Bradley's fantastic as Pinhead. He's dark, he's commanding, he's powerful, and you can believe the other Cenobites are in the background to him, you know. So I do like the film. I think Doug Bradley is amazing. I think Ashley Lawrence was awesome in it, and Andrew Robinson and Claire Higgins were always great. I'm glad Clive Barker wrote and directed this one, and to be honest, I think you'll be able to tell by that because the others slowly go down. I'm going to watch Hellraiser 2 in a minute and then review that. But all I can say is definitely check this film out. If you haven't seen it by now, where have you been? It's a classic. It's been out since 1987. There's no excuse. It's been on VHS, it's been on DVD, it's been on Laserdisc, it's been on Blu-ray, and I'm sure it's been on UMD and so forth. So you've got no excuse. Great film, fantastically directed, fantastically acted, great cast. You can't ask more from it than this. It's an awesome film, and it's just like, wow, you know, very dark. One thing you want from a horror, you want something which is going to play on your mind for a while, something that's going to make you think about life, make you think about what's good, what's bad, and also kind of scare you from a bit of the, you know, pleasures. Because not all pleasures are good for you. So yeah, so that's 1987's Hellraiser, and I'm going that note on "We've Come for You." I can't remember her name. Oh, there you go. We've come for you, Kirsty. Take care.